My name is Cheon Hak Kwon. I'm a poet. Today is the second session. I will start by deciphering my name. My name is Cheon Hak, means 1,000 cranes. Cranes. This is a precious gift from my father. In part 1, I explained that the 21st century is the aging of the elderly, and that during the 20 to 30 years of extra time we have received for free, we should age without growing old and create something positive and pass it on to others. Today, I am going to talk about creating something positive and passing it on to others. It is COVID that pours cold water onto the pleasant excitement of the age of longevity. We are still at war with the virus. Now, let me share with you one of my poems. Go away, Corona flower. Although the flowers that have bloomed in haste because spring has come, has bloomed as much as they have. On the street where Corona flowers bloomed, scrambling all tangled up to blue. You must have been especially lonely. Now is the time to leave. For the sake, for the flowers that will bloom, now it's time to step back, because the flower of May should bloom in May. Go away, Corona flower, with the flowers of April that have been martyred. How was that? Do you all feel the same? Happiness in English can be translated as 복 in Korea. 복 includes health, longevity, wealth, and descendants. Thanks to the efforts of science and medicine, the average life expectancy has increased from around 65 around 85. In the old days, people over the age of 60 were thought of as having to rest comfortably because they were old and death would be near. These days, the age of 60 is a time of retirement. A time is withdrawn from society and become obsolete. If you were asked to do so in this age of the elderly, the answer would be probably no. You are still healthy enough to work, and you are motivated. We need to think about how we should spend our time 20 to 30 years longer than before. Old people are not obsolete, but are full of wisdom. Sharing accumulated experience and wisdom with others and society is creating something positive and passing it on to others. Have you ever grown old? I've tried being young. In the 1980s, before the era of being able to live to 100, a Korean comedian, Mr. Lee, visited a rural area where there was a long-lived old man in search of some comedy material. While Mr. Lee asked the old man questions such as, how are you able to live long? Have you ever had a fight with your friends? When are you having a hard time, etc.? The old man said only, have you ever grown old? I've tried being young. I think that one sentence from the old man full of wrinkles contains all the answers to how we should spend our old age. I think aging is a blessing. I want to share the blessing. Here I'd like to share another poem of mine, In a Flash. When I woke from my sleep, Ari and Dory had grown up in a flash. It seemed like I just blinked and my youth was also gone in a flash. The years just passed right by. Looking back, I sailed through those years in a flash. This morning that I met an familiar world unfolding before my eyes towards another round of years in a flash. I jumped out of my sleep. How was that? I hope you enjoyed it. There are many people who die early for a variety of reasons. Nevertheless, it must be a blessing to me that I am still alive. I'm just grateful. I want to share my gratitude. You are not an obsolete person due to retirement, but it is time to share your wisdom. If you were 75 years old, it is not that you grew old because you lived 75 years, but you become 20-year-old with 55 years of experience. Sometimes I feel ashamed of being old. It's because I don't think I've accomplished anything. If any of you think the same as me, don't be ashamed. Now it's your chance. You can share what you have in any form. No need to be ashamed anymore. If you don't give it out, it makes you feel ashamed of being old. Be brave. When I first came to Canada, I enjoyed visiting museums and art galleries. At the time, I was moved by the fact that the guides were volunteers who are retirees. People who shared their time with others after retirement. People who shared their knowledge. Even if they weren't an expert, they would have studied to do the work. Isn't it beautiful? Have you ever eaten rice? Rice is a staple food eaten by Koreans. Koreans cook rice every day. When the rice boils and it's fully cooked in the pot, one immediately lowers the heat without turning off the heat. At boiling temperature, the rice is already cooked, but one must wait for a while for it to taste good. There is a process of simmering rice at the end. It is said to be simmered. The time is process of making the best and most delicious rice. Just as good rice becomes delicious when it is simmered well, when we spend time well in old age, our life becomes the best life. Just like simmering rice, an old man who has passed through youth with passion wraps up his life beautifully when he makes good use of the time given to him. On New Year's morning, I say or pray like the following, because I don't want my heart to become hardened. Let me share it with you. May I have lots of tears. New Year's morning poem. May I have lots of tears. May I still dream. May I go towards that dream. May I sing alone to the songs of flowers, trees, and birds. May I go out into the sun with a generous heart. May I dance. May I turn my ear to the sound of the wind sweeping the leaves. May I hear the sound of the river carrying the clouds. May I bear the sound of footsteps moving farther away in my heart. Dreams, flowers, trees, and birds, the sun and the wind and the river and the sound of footsteps. May I thank them all and embrace them all. May I have lots of tears as over. What we cannot grasp with our hands are wind and time. You have both of them right now. The wisdom that has experienced many things is the wind, and right now is the time to share it. You cannot stop aging, but you can choose how to feel that time. Only depending on your choice, aging can be a blessing. Let's create something positive and pass it on to others. Okay? Thank you very much for listening. Bye.